Hello Stampers and welcome to Laura's Stamp Pad. Today I wanted to show you the Christmas Rose stamp set, which has this case here, and this is all of the inside images to this case here, which this is the same stamp set, but this is the main focal image, and then these are all of those inside images to stamp onto it. And of course these are photopolymer, so they're super easy to be able to look through and see the image that you're stamping down. So I just wanted to go through and show you how I stamped all of that. So first we're going to go with the rose, which is this image here, and I'm inking it up in Cherry Cobbler. And since Cherry Cobbler is a little dark and also I want to show the texture of the rose, I'm actually going to stamp off once with this stamp. So I'm just going to firmly press on a piece of scrap paper and stamp it once. And then now I'm going to line it up and stamp it down, being sure to stamp real hard in the center because it does have that texture there. So there's our rose. And then now we're just gonna start filling in with all the other images. So I'm gonna go with this one here. It's got the 2 leaves, or actually I'm sorry, 3 leaves and one of the pine branches. And I'm going to use Mossy Meadow. So I'm gonna find all of my leaves up here, line it up, and stamp. And you can see that it actually omits all of those berries and everything. And then I'm going to take this one. This one's got 1 leaf and 2 pine branches. And let's see, it's not that one. That one's got the bigger one. So it must be this one over here. And I find it best to line up the leaf more so than the pine branches, because the pine branches are kind of frilly, and so it doesn't have to be so exact on the pine branches as it does on the leaf. So it's easier to line up that leaf with the tip of that than it is to line up the pine branches. And of course, as always, it's super okay if you're just a hair off, because then it sort of gives like a watercolor look. And then that's all of our greenery, I think. Now I'm gonna go through and I'm going to do soft suede for all of our little pine cones. And this is one of them that you could always stamp off once if you wish for a little bit of a lighter tone. Or you can also use something like crumb cake too. If you went with early espresso, which is a little bit darker, you might want to stamp off, or otherwise it's just going to look like a dark blob. Now when it comes to all the little berries, there's a couple different stamps for the berries. There's 4 to be exact. So they all look like some sort of star image, like maybe this one's the Big Dipper and something else. And this one I'm going to use in Poppy Parade. And again, you're just gonna sort of find a couple of those. I like to kind of get up on top of it to be able to see down and see exactly where I'm stamping. So I hope my head doesn't end up in the video. And sometimes you need to rotate it around just a hair to see exactly where you're stamping. And maybe it's upside down or right side up. But you can see it's pretty easy to see through the stamps, even more so if you stamp off once, to be able to line these images up. And there we have that fabulous look. You can see that there's a little bit of texture taken out right here because of the way I stamped. Maybe I didn't press enough, maybe I stamped off a little too hard right there, but that's okay, it just gives texture to the image. And it looks like I'm way off on my little dots over there, but again, that's okay. Or if we were die cutting it out, we could always die cut some of that off and just trim it off to make it look fabulous, or put our greeting over the top of that. So definitely don't feel intimidated by this stamp by having all of those multiple images, because it looks super fabulous whenever you do it all together and get all of those images. So I wanted to show you one of them that I did where I stamped it as well, and that's this one here. This one I went with some darker colors and stamped and did not stamp off on it. But then I've also used this and colored it with my Stampin' blends. So you'll see like this card here, I used Stampin' blends and colored it. So you can see that there's some similarities. Of course I use different colors, but you can stamp or you can color, whichever you prefer. So super, super fabulous. This uses the Christmas Rose stamp set from the Christmas Time is Here bundle that is while supplies last in November. So I will leave a link down below so that you can get that before it does run out. There's fabulous products with the stamp set, the coordinating dies, the designer paper, the gold glittered embellishments, and even the gold ribbon. So gorgeous. You definitely don't want to miss out on this awesome bundle, which can also be used all year long because it's fabulous roses. So definitely get your hands on this. I'll leave a link down below for that. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys all next time. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.